It's a fabulous day. That's right. It's the 35th anniversary of Troop Beverly Hills from 1989, and I love Troop Beverly Hills. This is a film that has meant so much to me for all these years. The real reason behind it is that my mom was my Cub Scout leader. And she 100% reminds me of Phyllis Neffler, of just that whole vibe. And so it's something that when I saw this movie for the first time, probably about 1990 on home video, I was just blown away. And it has had a special place in my heart ever since. It played on TV all the time, but we had a VHS copy that I'll be sharing with you shortly because I have 20 copies of Troop Beverly Hills on VHS, all different, all from different parts of the world. Like, this is something that has become a little bit of an obsession for me, where whenever I can find a copy, I grab it, but also I go on the hunt. And I wanted to share a little bit of my collection with you today on this most auspicious of occasions. You know, it's always cookie time as far as I'm concerned, so let's get into it. Okay, so starting out here, you might take a look at this and say, well, this doesn't look very fabulous. It's not even khaki. This is something new from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. What this is a advanced copy that would be sent to the video stores, okay, to give them an idea of what the film was about. Okay, they called these screeners. So the idea is that, you know, the video store owner gets this, they study it, and on these also, they have special versions of trailers that are just for the people running a video store, saying like, hey, buy this many copies and you'll get some type of, you know, special premium item, some, you know, a promotional item not available anywhere else, or you can get posters to promote it in your store, so on and so forth. Or they just kind of are telling you it was this big a hit in theaters, which Troop Beverly Hills wasn't quite. But anyway, so that is just kind of to start things off to say, well, how did a copy of the movie get to a video store? Speaking of which, I want to share a couple with you. So this is a copy right here, as you can see, that is telling us it was a previously viewed copy. It was fully guaranteed. You'd buy it for $12.95. It's in a clamshell here. It was labeled as a comedy, which it obviously is. You see this also. Okay, so a little sticker on the back. The original price for it was $89, which is crazy. I have one more copy that's kind of beat up, but I had to bring it home. I had to show it some love, as you can see here. This one even has just been crossed out. I don't know if that means it was being given away or what, but again, so this is interesting here. It'll tell you the video store that it was from. Is this National Video? Yeah. So I try to get the ones that have some history to them. So that's interesting. But most important to me is this copy, which is, this is my original family copy. This is the used copy that we got from where? The Warehouse, as you can see right here. Yes, the Warehouse was a local video and media store chain where we rented our movies quite often in the pre-Blockbuster days. Again, you can see that price was $89.95, and this was sold as a previously viewed copy. But this is the one that my parents brought home and that I watched endlessly, just over and over again, and loved it so much. So wanted to start there. Now, I want to share with you some copies of the film in a slipcase, which is this, kind of the standard VHS tape that most people bought for their home viewing. What I want to point out here, I mean, you see a little damage here. These have been in somebody's home library. But these were RCA Columbia releases, okay? So you might remember a lot of these had like a red border, and it was a different style. Also, it was brought to you by Weintraub Entertainment Group, okay? So this is kind of the mark of this particular tape. And then I have one here, which is still sealed. And as you can see, it has this, seal of authenticity that is there, so you would know it was brand new. It had not been opened yet and been resealed somewhere. Okay, this one says it came from a store called the Video Booth, I guess. But as you can see right here, it actually looks like it was opened and it was just resealed, but still, it's cool to have that copy. Now, there's a changeover because RCA Columbia was originally releasing these tapes, and then you see here there might be a little bit of difference in what we're seeing. What might that be? Well, right here, now it says Columbia TriStar, because RCA Columbia was no longer a thing, and now Columbia TriStar was the company. So otherwise looks fairly similar to the other tapes we were seeing before. Now, this is another one that's a sealed copy, okay, that you can see here, which is a Columbia TriStar. Doesn't have that seal of authenticity sticker at the bottom or anything. But then a little bit later, you can see here it says, Shelley Long gives an exuberant performance. So it actually has a quote, plus the logo has moved up to the top instead of being down below her feet. So that's a little bit of difference. Also, look at the Columbia TriStar home video logos have changed now. They're less of like an outline sketch version. And even like the pictures that they're showing on the back, they're the same, but they're moved up a little bit, and the information about the video company is now at the bottom. So these are the little things that as a collector who gets obsessed, like these are the things I notice. Of course, later on there was a full clamshell edition, okay? Still telling us Shelley Long gives an exuberant performance. Still from Columbia TriStar, but this is now under the Family Collection label. So it kind of feels like a Disney clamshell, right? I think is the vibe they were going for here. So I have this version, but I also have one that is gold. See, like, so the clamshell itself is gold, which really seems to fit in with the vibe of Troop Beverly Hills. It even has like this little thing that looks like a lock, which I find kind of fascinating. It's like, oh, unlock it. But see this, you see the seal of authenticity is actually printed onto the cellophane here, or printed onto, you know, just this sealed plastic, so you know it's an official original copy. Now let's get into a unique one here, which is this. Look at this tiny little cassette. And it tells us that it is Video 8, okay? So Video 8 is a format that I am not familiar with. It's got a little bit of damage there. I don't know what kind of a player this is exactly, but take a look at the tape, okay? Look at that. Isn't that fascinating? It comes in like a cassette case there, but it gives you all the details on the film. It does tell you it was an RCA Columbia release in this format. But that's just one of those where I just look at it and I'm like, huh, this is so strange. I would love to find a Video 8 player. I just have never come across one. Now, as I said before, those are the domestic releases. There might be others I haven't found yet, but I also have international releases. And I've been able to pick these up just on eBay and actually through friends who live in other countries. But check out this one here. La Tropa de Beverly Hills, okay? Pretty sure this is a copy that came from Spain. Okay, but it still tells us Troop Beverly Hills is the name, but then gives you, you know, the translation up top. Still a Weintraub Entertainment Group production. Now, most of these that are released in Europe, okay, you see also we get different pictures as well, but these are not VHS releases, okay? They're what's called a PAL format. Okay, so which means they kind of look like VHS, but you can't necessarily play them in a regular video player. But I love this. Just look how that's popped out there. RCA Columbia Pictures International Video. So this was like an official release, right? So let's see what the next one is here. Okay, so this one is In Campeggio at Beverly Hills. Pretty sure this is my Italian copy. So this came from Italy. Notice the box is quite a bit bigger. It's a red clamshell here. Different pictures on the back, as you can see. And then right here, Film Pertuti. I don't know what that means. But it's got one of those kind of official seal things here. I don't know what that is supposed to tell us. Is that, oh, it is RCA. Okay, yeah, so we can see that. But just kind of fascinating to see the different style of video case, okay, In Campeggio, Beverly Hills. I do love some of the names of these translations. Now check this one out here, okay? This one, it tells you Troop Beverly Hills. I love how they take the insignia and keep using it. But this is from Turkey. Okay, so this is a Turkish copy of Troop Beverly Hills. Somebody would have found, but it says here beta on the side. Maybe this is a beta copy? I didn't think it was. But again, I love how each unique international copy chooses different stills from the film to use. Let's open this one up here. I just want to take a look inside. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice this. I haven't opened this in a while. So it is a beta tape. Okay. And then look here. These are all the rentals. The former rentals. You can see 1990 looks like when they started renting it. That is fascinating. That is a piece of history right there. Wow. But yeah, so a Betamax tape, which is very different than a standard VHS. All right, and that's not all. Like I said, I got a lot of these. Okay, this one here is from England. So this is just a UK release. So everything you see here is in English, but you can tell because of this triangle that they use for the rating. But I do love this. When the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. Just one of the great types of lines. You know, I've got a black belt in shopping. I mean, it totally fits the film. A delightful surprise designed purely to entertain. So I love that here. But yeah, it's really interesting. So this is just to show you a PAL format tape, because the UK is definitely a place where it's a PAL format. So looks just a little bit different here. It's pretty much what you would expect, though, from a VHS, but this gold sticker on there, pretty sure that's got a little security thing to keep it safe. Okay. Let's see where our next one is from. If I can even remember. Oh, okay. This is my copy from Greece. Yes. Now, the person who sent me this was nice enough, knowing that I was in the US, they actually transferred a copy onto a DVD, which I thought was just so kind of them that they considered that. But what's interesting here is it talks about Videosonic. They must have been like the distribution company at this time. So I find that kind of interesting to see, like, okay, up till now it's been kind of international wings of RCA Columbia, but Videosonic must have been the ones in Greece who were doing things. Again, totally different set of pictures here. Just really interesting. Let's see what's inside here. Yep, so most of these tapes have had a pretty similar label, but each one is still unique. This one's Videosonic. Even the video itself, the cassette, says Videosonic. I think you'll notice also that most of these are in pretty nice condition, which I'm happy with. Just no mold in the tapes. Now this one here, I'm pretty sure this is my Australian copy that I got from Australia. After a while, like when I bought these years ago and I find them, and sometimes I forget, but you see here, adult concepts, low-level course language for parental guidance recommended for persons under 15 years of age. Okay, but you get the nice logo there with the $sign, the Weintraub Entertainment Group is there. Again, now look at this. What's covered in mink and mud and answers to the name of Mother? Shelley Long, the outrageous new comedy, Troop Beverly Hills. Oh, you gotta love it. Telling you she's from Hello Again, Outrageous Fortune, and you have Craig T. Nelson is from Poltergeist and Action Jackson. Plus they mentioned some of the cameos, Cheech Marin, Frankie Avalon, Pee Wee Herman. So man, this is great. Yeah, the Australian tapes actually do play, like they're just straight VHS, which is great. They're not in the PAL format, but I really like this right here. I just think that's a neat style of label sticker. But Northside Video, so there you go. All right, we have 2 more international tapes here. All right, so this is another one. I believe this is also from England. I just got it, with this different format because it stood out to me because the box is smaller. It's still a plastic clamshell, but the information on it's different. Be kind to animals, always put out campfires, and when in doubt, charge it. I mean, these taglines are fantastic. I really do think that's awesome. All right. Yes, let me see if this gives us an indication as to where it came from exactly. Yeah, this doesn't say, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that this was another PAL format tape from England that was just a later release for them. Let's see here. Oh yes, see, here we go. I was remembering this, so you get to see some of the other movies that were coming out at the time. We'll move this tape. Even Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. Who's Harry Crumb? Short Circuit 2, another one of my childhood favorites. But yeah, so that's really neat. All right, last international one here is also special to me. This is Confusões em Beverly Hills. So this is from Brazil. And as you can see, it is very different than any other copy. This is one where they're not using the poster art. They're taking, that scene that was in the park where she's first meeting the girls. 2020 Vision is released. There's no RCA Columbia anywhere here to be had. No Weintraub Entertainment Group. Okay, but I actually found this on a Brazilian auction site like eBay, and I have a friend still in Brazil because I used to live there, and I was able to get hooked up with this copy for my collection, so I was very excited. As you can see here, this was released in 1991 in Brazil there, so, but yeah, just very, very cool to have this copy, again, that stands out from the rest. Now, as we close out here in terms of, actual releases of the film, I do also have DVD releases, of course. So this is a very bare bones, it tells you special features, but there's not the special features on this disc. This is just the movie, very cheaply printed. You can see the border isn't even cut off there. So that's one that always stood out to me. Then there was also this one, which is the Slumber Party Pack. So the Babysitter's Club and Troop Beverly Hills, a 2-disc situation here, but again, no special features or anything on that. It's just a standard DVD release, probably the same as one we just saw. Then there was a Blu-ray release here, which I was excited about because this actually did have special features. So it had deleted scenes, it had an interview with Shelley Long, and then an interview with the real Phyllis Neffler, Ava Ostrin-Fries, who was the one who basically put it together, used her experiences for the script and all of that. She was a producer on it and everything else. So that's neat. But then shortly thereafter, for the 30th anniversary 5 years ago, they then released this copy, which is so much cheaper. It doesn't look nice at all, which is unfortunate. But it is a unique piece, as you can see there. That Wilderness Girls motto is back, and a different setup of the pictures and everything here. And then it did have also the deleted scenes and everything, same special features, but they were re-releasing it for the 30th anniversary. So those are all of my actual home media copies, except for one that I'm going to show you at the very end because it's too large to even fit in the frame here. Does that intrigue you? But I also have this, which is a Troop Beverly Hills. Okay, this is what's called a publicity folder. This would go out to all the various, newspapers and whoever else when they're trying to drum up excitement for the movie coming out. Okay, I have a few extras in here, which include, this is something I just randomly found on eBay searching for tapes. These are from like 16 Magazine and all those others that were around, the 80s and 90s that were highlighting, the different parts of the film. There you can see the cast of the girls in the troop at the premiere, I guess. They're all out together, just in their, not outside of their costume, no khakis there. But it's pretty fun. You can meet the stars of Troop Beverly Hills, right? But there was even a contest, okay, where you could win. There were 5 movie scripts to give away, 10 Troop Beverly Hills t-shirts, 10 movie posters. That means there are vintage Troop Beverly Hills shirts out there, and I want one. Give it to me. I gotta find it. But again, this is from Bop Magazine, just giving you a little preview of the film. So that was a piece of history that's kind of neat. Also this, which I was able to find, this was obviously some sort of publicity person at that premiere or something, but you can barely see there. That's the cast of girls, at least most of the troop. And this was something where they were saying, hey, Jenny Lewis is in this photo. She's a big deal. So anyway, that was neat. But yeah, so this here, we have production stills, okay? Really neat stuff. Again, just to give anybody who's going to report on the movie some idea of what to expect. How silly is it? Who's in the cast when they're referencing them in the article? Even Jeff Canoe, the director here. So we have that. We also have these write-ups that will give you like things you can pull out for your articles beneath the Beverly Hills facade. You know, people are all the same, says Shelley Long. So that you would have like actual quotes. I was not raised with wealthy people. Even now, when I occasionally shop at Beverly Hills, I'm still conscious of a budget, you know, so that kind of stuff that you could say, you know, the star of the film is not as haughty as the character she plays. The costume designer Van Runkle's dream assignment. So there is a moment in there where she's like, do you like it? It's a Van Runkle, you know? So here you go. Like, she did have the most outrageous outfits, you know, brought forth from khaki generic costumes. Now, Ava Fries here is now, again, explaining the origin of the story, where she says, I was a troop leader for 8 years. I turned one entire room in my house into a troop headquarters. I took notes on all the funny things that happened. And thus we have Troop Beverly Hills, which is great. And then this here is like another just explanation of everything. Like, these are all the credits that you need to understand about the film. So here's your cast. You can see everybody that was a part of this. But yeah, and then it gives you bios. It even gives you some of the music, right, that's in there. But it'll give you bios for each character, so you understand who they are, but also a history of the actors. See, like Amy Foster, you know, tells you that her character is the daughter of best-selling romance novelist Vicky Sprance, right? So you got all that going on. Emily Shulman, of course, we know her from lots of movies. It's funny here, they don't even say, you know, what I know her from the best, which is Small Wonder. Oh, wait, no, there she is, right there. I was down here seeing Mr. Belvedere, Two Marriages. Yeah, so Small Wonder, for sure. Oh, she got Best Supporting Actress in a new comedy series. But anyway, there's the history of the director. So this is just a very fun package. But let me take you into our final piece of the collection as we close this thing out. Well, that was fun. You know, I really haven't had a chance to talk in depth about my collection ever. So to be able to share that with you all, I hope you enjoyed it. Just a trip around the world, right? But like I said, the last thing I wanted to share is kind of large, and it would not fit in that frame, and that is my Laserdisc copy of Troop Beverly Hills. Yeah, this is not an album. I wish it were. I wish there was a soundtrack created for Troop Beverly Hills. I would love one of those boutique labels to put it out, because there's some great music in there. But yes, this is in fact a Laserdisc that you can see there. It's just so cool to have this copy as well in my collection. And yeah, it's just... if there are more to be found, I will find them. I do know that there is one that I'm looking for that is kind of hilarious, because it's like, it's something about like Bimbo Partio is in the name of the, you know, the translated name of it, and that one just cracks me up. I would love to find it. But I also need like a Japanese copy. I mean, there's so many more editions to be on the hunt for, which makes this fun. It's something that can continue, maybe by the 40th anniversary, who knows. But 35 years of Troop Beverly Hills. If you've never seen this film, I'm assuming if you've checked out this video, you're somewhat of a fan as well. But it is just a delightful, like, it's just got a good heart. It's got exciting, like, performances and cameos of the 80s. If you remember the 80s, especially 80s TV, everybody you can imagine just pops up in this film in a fun way. So again, thank you so much for letting me share, for celebrating, and I hope that it is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous day. See you later.